you're generating millions of dollars in print-on-demand sales, the question that I get asked all the time is, can I really get started for $0 or super cheap? The answer is yes. I know this because I've helped hundreds of people make their first sale, and they have gotten started for $0 or less than $100 would be the majority of them. So in this video, I'm going to break down for you how you can get started with print-on-demand, even if you have absolutely no money to invest. I'll break down the exact tools, systems, and strategies that you need to get started without spending a dime. Let's get straight into it. So first, why start print on demand if you don't have any money? What is awesome about print on demand is that you can use it to test out different product ideas, test out a business without having to buy inventory up front. So with a lot of other businesses, you need to do a lot of research, you buy inventory ahead of time, you have to hope and pray that it works. But with print on demand, you can create a bunch of different products and then sell them without having to ever actually make them. And then only after your product is purchased on, let's say, Amazon, Etsy, or eBay, then it gets physically made and sent to your customer. So it's all kind of handled by you leveraging Amazon, Etsy, eBay, these different places, and then the fulfillment partners that you work with. So you just get to come up with fun kind of designs, phrases, which I've got other videos on, pop them on pictures of products, and then sell them. And then they look like real existing products, but you don't have to actually buy anything ahead of time. So that's pretty awesome, right? Like you can test out a zillion things. And this is why I really like this spaghetti at the wall approach, because with print on demand, the way that I do it, you just pop up a bunch of different products if you want. Not all of them are going to hit, but it doesn't really matter. You're not really losing very much. So that's great. The only things that you definitely need, obviously you need a computer with an internet connection so that you can create your different products. You need a basic understanding of design tools. So if you happen to be within Low-Hanging System, you've got my Pixplosion tool available to you, but you could also use Canva. Let's say you want to use Pixplosion. We have text tools that we mentioned in the course as well, so you could do that. And then of course you need time to put in the work and get things going. But I wouldn't say you really need a lot of money. I mean, a little bit more than $0 is good, but here's exactly kind of how I see it. So first, the essential free tools. Again, if you're inside Low-Hanging System, then you've got the software that I've gotten created for you, but you could also use Canva if you want. You could use the free version for that. That is more than enough to get started, and it does have a free version, as I said, so it makes it easier for you. Then the two platforms that I definitely recommend that you get started with are Etsy and Amazon. So for Etsy, it does cost 20 cents per listing, but there's a link, rachelrofe.com/Etsy. You can use that link and then that'll get you your first 40 listings for free. So is it going to be free to list endless amounts of designs? No, it does start costing 20 cents, but you could get started for nothing if you just use that link. Then for Amazon, there is a free account that you can sign up for. There's also, they have a $40 a month version, which gives you kind of more options, but you don't need to get it. You could just use the free version of Amazon, and then you only ever pay after you make a sale. I think it's a 15% fee right now, and so it's free to sign up. You just pay after you make a sale. And same thing with Etsy. You're going to pay when you launch your products for 20 cents each, and then you pay after you make a sale, which is super fair, right? Because they're spending billions of dollars to bring in new customers for you. You're leveraging their audience. All you have to do is pay a fee in most of the cases after you purchase, and then of course the other things I mentioned. Now, even though both of those platforms work, I would say definitely choose one at the beginning, focus 100% on there, get it going, and then move to the other one. Now, suppliers aren't going to cost you money up front because you only ever have to pay after an order comes in. A perfect supplier option that you could use is someone like Custom Happy, where you can sell your item. Let's say you put a mug up on Amazon, it makes a sale, awesome, then you can go to Custom Happy, order the mug, and then have it sent to your customer. So you're not buying anything in advance or anything like that. It's just super after you've already proven that the concept works, then you place the order. Very nice. I will leave my link in the description for that as well. Okay, and then there are all different ways that you can figure out different things to sell, and I have very much kind of lined out in Low-Hanging System how to do it, but if you're just watching this video, you're not in Low-Hanging System yet. Here's kind of an overview process. This is going to make it a little bit more manual than I normally talk about, but let's say you're just completely starting from scratch, right? One thing that you could do is you could go onto, let's say, Amazon or Etsy and start to type different niches in the search bar and watch what automatically pops up. So for example, you can start putting in accountant and see what people are looking for, mug, shirts, or maybe you see something like account manager mug or accounts receivable shirt or something like that. You can start to see the little sub niches that are available that people are looking for. And remember, part of the beauty of this system is we're going on Amazon, Etsy, eBay. These are buyer search engines. So when you see that people are searching for these things, it's actually saying saying people are searching for these things because they want to buy them. So these are things that people have buyer intent for, which is really awesome. Now, you want to look for the different products and stuff, and then let's say you see accounts receivable shirt. A lot of people are looking for that. You could always go through, follow that search, and then see, are there products in that niche? Are the reviews really good for them? What do the reviews say? And that can be a really good way of seeing that there is interest in a market and that people are willing to continue to pay for it. Now, my secret that I really love is I love to go after long tail keywords. So something like accounts receivable shirt is a lot better than just general funny shirt or something like that, because you're going to have a lot less competition. And you're also going to have less competition if you start going in a lot of the other kind of products that I talk about. So teddy bears and candles and frames and all these different things. There's just a lot less competition when you combine all of that. Next, you want to keep your designs really simple. So simple, just kind of text-based. I really like that. It keeps it easy. You don't have to spend a lot of time on any one design, and you don't really want to try to be too fancy. As I said, spaghetti at the wall. Someone else calls it spraying and praying. You make a bunch of different designs. I know people have their opinions about this, but for me, I think throw it out there, see what happens, and then if you start having a niche pick up a lot of traction, then you can make other more fancy designs and things like that. But for now, I just want to keep it as chill and simple as possible. Okay, so from there, we scale. You want to create a lot of listings. The more listings that you have created, the more chances that you have to sell. The way that I look at it, I think I've said it before, is that every single time you put out a new listing, it's a new buy button out into the universe, right? It's another opportunity for someone to purchase from you. And so the more opportunities you put in the universe for people to purchase from you, obviously it engineers the odds in your favor more. So you don't want to have to obsess about making each listing perfect. I really like to keep them super chill, but I would say just keep making a bunch of them in different niches, lots and lots of different niches. But you can see here, simple works. Next, you will want to start your business. You don't need to do it for a while if you don't want to, but a lot of people, after you start making sales, you want to create a business entity. This can seem complicated, of course, but it can actually be pretty simple. I do have a hookup for you at a place. I will put the link underneath where they can just do a free consult with you, and you can see if it makes sense for you to go forward and create a business. That, of course, does cost money, but if you want to validate first, go for it. Or if you just want to get everything set up right first, go for it, because if you're in the US, you can actually, if you end up deciding to purchase things, maybe you end up purchasing the low-hanging system or just whatever you want to buy later on, which you don't need right away, you can actually have them help you write it all off. So I'll put the link in the description for that. After you have your first profits, then maybe you want to start investing in other things. You certainly don't need to, but there's things like Everbee, which will have a link in the description to that, or other kind of research tools or different things that can help save you a lot of time in research. If you are in low-hanging system, of course, you've got access to spot niches, so you can use that, but Everbee is amazing for Etsy. You could also then test new product types, sell more things, so you could go on to more platforms. Again, if you're inside the course, we've got training on different things. There's just different places you can sell, Faire, for example, or other different places where you can make even more sales. Then how you can build this into a full-time business. Now, most people aren't going to make this a full-time business. A lot of people get started because they just want to make some extra money, and that's great. If you do want to make it into a full-time business, there's a bunch of things, that I would say. First, you want to track what actually sells and then expand on that. So kind of like I was saying before, you got a niche that's selling, make more designs. Maybe now some of them are fancy. Maybe you start playing with Amazon FBA, which is a whole other thing that I can make a video on if there's enough interest. You can also then spread across more platforms. So I've mentioned a bunch here, but there's a bunch of different places where you can sell your designs. And then of course, keep creating new designs every week so that you can add to your product catalog and keep adding more buy buttons out into the universe. Now, I really wanted this to be kind of a roadmap for anyone who wanted to get started with no or very little money up front. But of course, there's a lot of details I don't have time to consistently cover, such as finding winning products, creating listings, and then having a general kind of proven scaling system. And that's why I did create a training, free, completely free, that goes more in depth into all of these strategies. Just click the link, the first link in the description, to get access to that free training. It's the same system that over 1,000 people use. I said hundreds before, but it's actually over 1,000 people have used to get their very first sale using my system. I've got tons of proof about that. So click that link below to watch my free training. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.